All right, I think we are recording. Okay, awesome. Welcome back, guys. This is Coach Joe Bala on the Joe Bala Fitness Podcast. Thank you so much for returning, lending me your ears, your time. I have a special guest here joining me today. She's one of my Spartan DEKA students at CrossFit of Fremont. You might have also heard the word ikala. So at CrossFit of Fremont, I am the program director there for DEKA Bay Area. We do classes or training classes, challenges, and events. And one of my special guests here today, her name is Megha. She joined us earlier this year in 2022. So Megha, say hi.
Hi guys, this is
So
Megha.
Megha,
Yeah,
yeah. So Megha, tell us a little bit about yourself. So so people don't know your story. Introduce yourself.
yeah,
Where you're from, and then how can they connect with you?
sure. Yeah, before that, thank you, Coach. Thank you for having me on your podcast. It's awesome to be here. So, yeah,
Of
I'm
course.
Megha. Yes. Yeah, I'm Megha Aswathappa. I'm from India basically. So I was born and raised in India, and I moved to US almost about 6 years ago. And yeah, currently I'm working as a software engineer, and I moved here to do my master's. I studied in LA, and after my master's, I came to the Bay Area for my work. So currently, yes, I'm a software engineer.
That's
So the
awesome.
reason, yeah, I moved here is like, when I was back in India, I was with my family and always around them, a very protective girl. So I wanted to explore and be more on the independent side. So yeah, that's the reason I moved to the US.
Very cool. Nice. And before we move any further, how do people connect with you? Because I'm sure your story is going to be inspiring to many. So is there a way for people to connect with you on social media, or
Yeah,
how do
sure.
they do that?
I'm on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. So you can reach out to me there. It's Megha underscore Ashwath. It's MEGHA underscore ASWATH. Yeah, you can connect me and connect with me there. And
Awesome.
also, yeah.
And also, you said what was the last part?
Oh, also, if email ID is okay, I can share that too.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the same thing, ashwathmega@gmail.com. We can, yeah, share the link later, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sure to include that in the show notes. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. So Megha, you joined the DECA program coming from initially you started in boot camp, if I'm right? And then you went into CrossFit,
Yeah. Yeah. I started
and
CrossFit.
you started with CrossFit. Okay. And how long did you do CrossFit for?
I think I did CrossFit for around 4 months, and
Mhm.
then I moved to the DECA program. So
Okay.
yeah, when I started with CrossFit, I actually had no clue what I was doing. I came in and then I started with the intro classes. It actually me and my husband, both of us joined CrossFit together, and yeah, it I started off with a lot of technical movements and weights which I've never done before. That was the very first time I tried that out, and for me, initially it was a little difficult to get used to those moments because it's not only the moment. I think it's also about like the coordination, the mind and body coordination. It was. I don't think I got that quite right when I initially started off with CrossFit. So yeah, and then it didn't really I didn't really like doing weights a lot. I realized that as I trained and that's when I almost was about to quit CrossFit, and one day I think you were doing one of your DEKA classes, and I thought, oh, okay, let me just jump in and see what this is all about. I tried DEKA class, and I really like loved the workouts. It's like it's not too technical where you have to like remember things and do it the right way. I mean, there are moments which are difficult, but you know it's uh, it's not as how would you say, yeah, it's different. Yeah, for me
Mm,
it really was different. Yeah.
okay. So instead of technical lifts or movements like with the barbell,
Right.
you're doing much more uh,
Functional.
fundamental
Yeah.
functional movements. Okay,
Yeah. Right.
awesome. Do you feel like what you learned in CrossFit, was it a carryover? Like some of it was carryover into DECA?
Yes, some of it,
Awesome.
yes. Yeah, especially the strength training part. As
Hmm.
I mentioned, I've never lifted weights before in my life. So that was the first time. And when I moved to DECA, some of the movements like slam ball or shoulder over, all those movements had weights, right? So it did
Hmm.
really help with that.
Oh, that's
The
awesome.
form also.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you can, being starting in CrossFit and you come into DECA, there was an easy transition for you, right? So,
Transition.
and
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and do you feel like DECA allows you to, jump into CrossFit if you want to, because
Yes, definitely.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. So there's a way
yeah,
for you to transition between both and kind of navigate on your own journey
yeah.
how you want to pursue it, right? So
Right, right.
awesome. Yeah. So the
Doing
the beauty
DECA
of
gets me the basics right, like the fundamental basics and also the
Mhm.
form right. So I think transitioning into CrossFit or doing any CrossFit movement would definitely help.
That's awesome. Yeah, and the beauty of what we have at CrossFit of Fremont under the DECA Bay Area program, you can navigate between both programs, and
Right.
the flexibility, the ability to say maybe do 3 days of DECA or 4 days of DECA, and then you jump into CrossFit once or twice during your
Correct.
five day a week
Yes.
program or training week that's allowed, right? And
Yeah.
you're enabled to do that. No, that's awesome. um so what's your I'm curious, thinking back, so just taking a step back, so when you first stepped into DECA, that
Uh-huh.
very first class, I think that was the demo class that I did, right?
Yes.
Coach
Yes. Yeah.
Coach Pete was there, and I
Yeah.
came in and no one knew who I was, right? and
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, this is Coach Joe. He's gonna teach you about DECA. And I'm sure everyone was like, what's DECA,
What's
right? So,
yeah.
right. So outside of that being your first thought, like,
Uh-huh.
um, what was your take on as you were doing the DECA class, and also,
Uh-huh.
post that very first DECA class? Where was your mind at, and what were you feeling at that moment?
Uh, the first thing was I really felt confident, like doing DECA movements really uplifted my confidence, is what I feel. Because I knew what I was doing, I knew the purpose. So it helped me get better at what I am. So,
Mm.
yeah, that is one of the major thing I would say.
Awesome. So helping you get better at what you're doing on your journey with your
Right.
fitness, your health.
Yeah.
And okay, awesome. And getting better, like what does that mean to you? Like being stronger, or in what ways? Like you said, confidence is one other one, right?
Right.
So, there's another, thing that relates to your journey that maybe you want
Mhm.
to share. Like, how did you get started, and from where you started to where you are today,
Mhm.
and we have yet to talk about you completing your DECA trifecta.
Mhm.
So maybe go back to where you started and, like,
Sure.
walk people through, like, okay, this is
Yeah.
why I wanted to take care of my health.
Uh-huh. Sure, definitely. Yeah. So it's actually a funny story to start off. Back when I never worked out until I was like 16 or 17. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Never even went out for running or walking as such. So yeah, back then when I was a teenager, I was super fat. So one day, what happened was I went on a hike with my friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I kept falling because I've never hiked before, and I kept falling. Since
Oh.
I was like fat, and I think I didn't have good body balance back then. It just yeah, even hiking a small slope was hard for me. So that is when some of my close friends and people around me kind of laughed at me and even bullied
Mm-hmm.
me for like being fat. So till then, nothing was really like affecting me. I was uh, okay with what I am. I was fine with being however I am, never
Mm-hmm.
worried about my looks or physique. And even my health wasn't doing that great. I had some respiratory issues. So uh, yeah, so then I decided I should definitely, do something about it. And I decided to join aerobics back in India. Then
Mm.
it's a lot of fun doing aerobics. It's like a lot of cardio included and with music. So I loved it. So I would say back then I used to work out almost every day for 2 hours. Because I really wanted to lose weight, and I did
Mm.
lose weight in 6 months or so. I lost about 20 pounds, and
Wow.
I really put myself on super strict diet. And I know it's not the right thing to do, but you're a teenager. You want to, like uh, you're more concerned about your looks and physiques and appearances, right? So yeah, I did that, and I lost a lot of weight, and a lot of my friends were surprised looking at me. More than being, inspired or anything, I think they even started telling things like, "Oh, she lost weight because of what we did," and they even made fun of it. But yeah, it didn't matter to me. It was
Ah.
good for me, for my health, and after that. Yeah, after that my health got better. That was the most positive thing about workout, right? It puts everything in place. That is when I
Mm-hmm.
realized, fitness is, not just about exercise. It's a lot of other things too, which
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize, I guess.
Mm.
And it took time for me to realize, and even now I'm still figuring out uh, how I can make things better every day. So yeah. And then I moved to US, and about for almost 4 years I didn't work out again. The reason being I got busy with my studies,
Mm-hmm.
masters, and uh, I tried going to the gym back in university, but it's it's kind of boring to work out alone. First thing, and you don't know what to do when. I mean, at least I didn't know what I wanted to do when I entered the gym. So so I was just like super demotivated. I didn't do anything, and after that. I moved to Newark, Fremont area, and then I joined CrossFit of Fremont. So uh, coming to CrossFit of Fremont, the coaches are amazing, and I want to especially mention Joel. He was the first person I met there, and he gave me an intro class. I was super excited about getting back into fitness again and starting my journey all over again. I did, as I mentioned, I did start with CrossFit, and it kind of didn't. I mean, I didn't like doing technical movements. That's the reason I switched to DEKA, and I love the workouts here. So that's
Mm.
my fitness journey.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah,
Sure.
it's very powerful what, fitness can do, right, for us
Yeah.
individuals.
Yeah.
You mentioned having to deal with being bullied, right? Because of
Yeah.
your weight at the time, and then you're having health issues, right? And so that kind of influenced your path, your journey,
Right. Yeah.
going forward. And so you found, I sounds like, with training inside CrossFit of Fremont with the DEKA program,
Yes.
some purpose and some
Exactly.
drive, and it's something that you are continuously pursuing to get better at
Right.
and be better at, right? And I see that when I coach you. It's awesome to have you as a student, because there's a lot of us that don't ask enough questions about why we're doing this, or what are we trying to get out of this. And when I'm coaching, I try to be cognizant of informing and educating all of you, so
Right.
that way what it is you're going to get out of this specific movement
Right.
pattern or style of training. And
Yeah.
I feel like I've educated all of you pretty well. Now like, okay,
Yeah.
what are we, what is MSP? And if anyone has taken the class,
Yeah.
everyone's like, I know. So it's funny to see that, right? And so
Yeah.
those that are listening,
Right.
DEKA, we use, part of the programming we use is called DEKA Training System. And one of the workouts in there involves, it's called DEKA Burn. So Megha, what is DEKA Burn?
It's power.
So it's
So
conditioning, right? So
conditioning. Yeah.
conditioning,
The
yeah.
conditioning and
And
strength.
then, yeah, so then we got also DEKA Forge, which is the MSP, that's strength and power,
Yeah.
focus training. And then there's also DEKA Grit, which is
Yeah.
everyone's favorite.
My
I'm saying
favorite.
everyone's favorite. I'm gonna say in quotation marks. Yeah, endurance, like pushing to
Yeah.
build your engine to be able to do more work, right? And
Right. Yeah.
um, so in the process of all that training, just educating yourself through these classes,
Hmm.
um, what story do you want to share with your audience, like with the audience that's listening? Like how does your story and your journey so far relate to fitness, in that regard?
Yeah. Like, I mean, personally, workout or fitness has been what do you say, it's like a catalyst for me in for bringing that positive change, and it affects my every aspect of life, I would say. So I mean, also, like, it's been very therapeutic for me. I don't know if many people can relate to it, but personally, I have dealt with anxiety and depression at a very young age, and I really didn't realize what was going on about with me. It was kind of late at the point I realized what that was. But the reason being, I was back in India, we really don't think this is normal. If a person has anxiety or depression, it's not considered normal, so we don't even talk about mental health. uh, and that's the reason even now I don't communicate what I feel. So, workout personally has been like, an outlet for me. Any emotional state I am in, I come and work out. Like, even though I'm sad or happy, whatever it is, my mood just uplifts after a workout. So, fitness for me has, yeah, as I mentioned, it's not just exercising. It's my mental health. So, uh, and yeah, also a lot, it brings a lot of confidence back in me, and makes me a better person, I would say. And as you were telling, each workout has a purpose, so knowing that purpose makes me get better at it, especially like doing deca push. We don't want to do it, but still, it's a lot of endurance training, right? You get tired, but still, knowing why we are doing it really helps. And yeah, that's very important. And you do a very amazing job educating us. And any questions I have, it's like you tell me things which are related to it and give me additional knowledge. So that is like the best thing I would say.
Wow, I appreciate you telling me that, Megha. Thank you for sharing that as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
those that have listened to my podcast before, or learned about my story, I used to be an engineer like you. I worked in the industry 15 years, and throughout that whole journey, I myself had to battle what I didn't know was anxiety, depression, right? And
right.
I ended up in that state where I burned out and completely lost, motivation, I lost my purpose and I lost my why. And for me as well, like movement, but also more so now as a coach, now as a trainer,
Hmm.
and me trying to also share my journey as an athlete, all that involves movement, and movement fitness is
Hmm.
not just physical, it is mental, it is,
Right.
emotional, and for some spiritual.
Hmm.
And it's an all-encompassing, mode of, self-care, right? Caring for oneself so that we can become a better version of ourselves, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I love that. You found your confidence through, your fitness, your journey, and
Yeah.
you're able to battle your past with anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
Um, what do you feel? We've been in this pandemic now, COVID-19 pandemic for
Mhm.
I don't know how long now. Let's see, 2020,
Mhm.
right? I got laid off as a trainer coach back in June 2020. I almost didn't come back to coaching training
Okay.
myself. And
Oh.
you know um, if you listen to some of my previous podcasts, yeah, that's something that happened to me. Like I almost had to switch careers again and just do something else. But I found, through battling my own depression and anxiety at that moment, like,
Mhm.
my wife reminded me,
Mhm.
you're a coach, you're a trainer. My daughter too, you're a coach, you're a trainer. You need to continue doing that. You inspire others, and there's so much more to your story that you need to,
Mhm.
write, and help others write their own stories and chapters in their life. So
Yeah.
that was my bounce back from COVID. Just coming back to training was what really hard for me,
Mhm.
and at some time.
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm in a much better place now because of amazing humans like you. So thank you for being amazing. How has COVID affected you over this time period?
Uh, in fact, I'm very grateful for these 2 years. Like
Mm,
there are things that happened around the world, like a lot of them were affected by COVID in a negative way. I mean, even I had incidents where my family was super sick and they fell ill. Uh, but apart from all that, I feel I've got some perspective about life during this 2 years. I was able to figure out few things, and also I found my passion. If it wasn't for COVID, I probably wouldn't have joined the gym, and I
mm,
wouldn't have joined DEKA program. So uh, I mean, it just gives you a lot of time, and you can figure out few things, is what I feel. So yeah, I did find my passion during COVID. That's movement. So I will
mm,
continue doing this, and I'm very grateful for this. And also, I got married during COVID, so I got the chance to go and visit my family back in India. It was a good time. And one more thing was we got our dog and a cat. So yeah, so that's like the best thing I would say. They both are the best thing that has have ever happened to me. And
mm,
my dog and cat, they're like more than family for us now. I learn a lot from them every day. Like I was telling you earlier, my dog is so disciplined. I learn how to be patient. And a lot of things from them. So COVID has, been a mixture of emotions, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm happy that I found my passion. And uh, and also, like, another thing I want to mention is uh, the friendships that we formed in during these workouts, right? Like, everyone is so like-minded, and y- you get along with everyone because everyone comes in with a purpose, and it matches. So I've met a lot of people through this program, and it's really been very helpful. When you don't go outside, especially I'm working from home, so I don't get to meet a lot of people. Coming to the gym, it's like it's a reset for me. Get to talk to people, get inspired, get to learn a lot of things. Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow, that's amazing, and thank you for sharing that. Yeah, there's, you definitely have a ton to celebrate, over this, even though it's been a challenge for all of us, like,
Yeah.
having to wear mask, and, you can't go there, you can't go here. It's like, it
Right.
was very tough, right? And so you found, positivity. You got married. You have a amazing, beautiful dog who I've met. I want one just like him at some point. I've yet to meet your cat, but
Yeah.
related to that story, you have met this amazing community, and one of those members you met, her name is Kat Kramer. So
Yeah.
do you want to share a story with them real quick about what you guys did recently at
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Cat is so inspiring. I mean, I did a challenge with her recently, and it's like she's a ninja, I would say. She's so good at everything.
That's
I was
awesome.
almost in my red zone the entire time, but she did such an amazing work. Like, a lot of them are so inspiring, and you want to be like them one day. So, it doesn't let you quit. Seeing these people, it's very inspiring and motivating for me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. So Mega's describing challenge. So she's talking about the DEKA challenge. So DEKA challenge is something that I put on every month. And then that's where we invite, members at the gym, CrossFit of Fremont, and the DEKA program to jump into the challenge. We also open it up to the public where you can buy in to the monthly challenge. And then we do the quarterly challenge where DEKA releases this awesome challenge where we run it the entire month. So monthly challenge is once a month. Quarterly challenge we run the entire month throughout the week. And so Mega's team name was Cat Ladies, the Cat
Cat lady.
Ladies.
Yeah, we both have
Yes.
cats, so
Yeah. And her name is Cat too, which is awesome. But yeah, so I was teasing them when they're doing the challenge because it was called the DEKA Sprint Relay Challenge. They need to wear cat outfits next time for the next challenge, so they'll really, really represent their team name. But yeah, so there are some upcoming challenges again for the end of the year. It is October 7th as we're recording this. So there's one coming up on October 29th. And open to the public. If you're a non-member, just buy in. $15. If you follow us on DEKA.Bay Area on Instagram, you'll find that DEKA challenge there. Otherwise, look for the next challenges every month. Just give us a follow. You get to follow, Megha's journey as she's going through, the DEKA program and training with a purpose. So, Megha, what are your goals, your fitness goals, for the coming year? Before you answer that, I want to share. I mentioned kind of briefly earlier, you earned your DEKA Trifecta,
right.
this year. There's actually a video of you right before I think, I don't know when they captured that moment, but that was awesome. Sabrina, she
Yeah.
got you on film. Like you said, you were nervous, right? So,
Yeah.
so what's the DEKA Trifecta? Can you tell the audience what that's about?
Yeah, so Deca Trifecta is getting the finisher medal for Deca Strong, Deca Mile, and Deca Fit. So my first challenge that I did was DEKA FIT, which was the hardest of all three. And I partnered up with Nish to do it. She used to be one of the DEKA members before. Yeah. Hi Nish, if you're listening to this, we really
Oh,
miss you at CrossFit of
and
Fremont here.
we do
Yeah.
miss Nish. Yeah. Hey, Nish.
Yeah, it was such a amazing experience, I would say. It was my first like challenge in the sports field. Like as I was telling you, I've never done anything sports related back then, so it was so different and unique. The experience is very different, with people around cheering you the whole time. Even though you want to quit, you keep going and you finish it, and the feeling towards the end, I really can't express how happy I was that day after finishing my DEKA FIT. I really didn't think I could make it. It's like running 5K and doing all the 10 zones. I mean, even though we divided it, I felt it was a little hard, but yes, we
Mhm.
did it.
You
And
conquered it.
yes. After that, I did my DEKA Strong. So very it was a very good experience for me because it it I felt like I improved so much. I did the same movements when I first joined DECA. Like there was an assessment, and the time that I took when I did that assessment and I when I did the event, there was so much difference. So I could see my improvement, I could see my progress, and yeah, even though it's like, even though it takes time, what I learned is like being consistent and being disciplined. Uh, it 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 shows up, even though it's not like even though it doesn't happen overnight or over a few days. It takes time, and the results are amazing. So I was super happy with my DECA Strong time, the time I took to finish it. And recently I did my DECA Mile. That was amazing too. It included a lot of running. I personally am not a good runner, and currently I don't like running, but I want to get better at it. So taking inspiration from you, coach, and also Cat, so
Oh,
to
yeah.
be a better runner.
Yeah, we all do, right? And that's part of our journey is
Yeah,
training going back to the motto, training with a purpose, right?
yeah.
Set an intention to
Hmm.
achieve your goal and put in the work to get there. Be patient, be persistent, be consistent, in your committing, and you'll get there, and that's the
Yeah,
beauty of it. And at times it's going to be difficult, it's going to be challenging, but you always want to stay patient with the
right.
process because it is a process, right? It
Yes.
doesn't happen overnight. And the fact that you never played sports before and you jump in and do DEKA Fit for your very first DEKA
Yeah.
event, that was when I was out, and I was out there too with you. I was with my brother-in-law Christian.
Right.
You saw me hurting as much as all of you guys out there, and it was it was fun though. And that
It's
was
fun.
my second DEKA Fit that day because I did the solo event
All
by
right.
myself
Yeah.
that morning, and I was hurting even more. But you know what? It didn't matter because I was out there with all of you, inspired by all of you continuing to push. And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of what DECA brings, is it brings out
Right.
the best in each of us, and
Yeah.
we are constantly challenged. And so yeah, thank you for sharing that. You said you want to get better at running. Is there anything else you want to work on for this coming year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Now I finished. I've got my Deca Trifecta. I'm looking at training for Spartan. So I don't know what are the things that are happening in Spartan races, but I see a lot of people taking part in those races, and it looks so cool and sometimes unreal. So I really want to
Hmm.
try that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You're definitely going to be one of the members on the team there. Yeah, and you happen to have a Spartan SGX coach like myself, also Coach Pete, and you have Coach Nestor who just
Yeah.
joined our team. He's a, you know, experienced Spartan athlete himself. So it's like, yeah, you have a powerhouse of a team that's at the gym
Right.
at CrossFit of Fremont and the Ikala team. So yeah, we're gonna take care of you. And the beauty of what, you know, we do when we do these Spartan races, we all go in together.
Yeah.
We're all gonna finish together, you know,
Okay.
and no one's gonna be left behind. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, so there's gonna be some special things happening
Mm-hmm.
going forward. I'm excited, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and the the journey is just beginning for you, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Um, is there a specific race that you're thinking of doing? Like, is there one that did you Google all the different races? Because it's very similar. So you have Deca Trifecta. We also have a Spartan Trifecta, and
Uh-huh. Yeah.
you probably Googled it, or
I did. I did.
you did.
The
Okay, or you
easiest
YouTubed it.
one was the 5K, I guess, with 20
Uh-huh.
obstacles. So I thought I'll start with that maybe.
It's interesting to start with that. Yeah, that's my recommendation for most
Yeah.
new Spartan athletes. 5K 20 obstacles. It's very what's the best word? Consumable. Yeah, as long as you have you know, good program to follow, and
Uh-huh.
you know, great coaches that can help you, you
Right.
know, develop and learn what you need to learn. Yeah, you're gonna be awesome at it. And I already know you're gonna be carrying your, you know, your 3 medals, and you're like, hey, look at this. So that's an opportunity for you to
Yeah.
come back and talk about that
Hopefully.
journey, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
and not even hopefully, you're gonna we're manifesting it for you. So and many others at the gym, because they're all ready to go. Like
Uh-huh.
a lot of them are asking me constantly. So I'm just like, okay, we're gonna start a team.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Super
um,
excited.
I'm excited for you, all of you. So Megha, thank you for joining me on the podcast. I wanted I have this segment where I do
Mhm.
some quick fire questions.
Okay.
Are you up for those quick fire
Yeah.
questions? You are?
Yeah. That
All
sounds
right.
super exciting. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna bring up those quick fire questions, okay?
Okay.
So the way this one works is I'm gonna ask you just some random questions, like, you know, five questions, and the way you answer them are either like short answer or you
Mhm.
know, a sentence or something like that. So think quick on your feet. Don't feel pressured, and don't feel like anything's wrong or right. It's just like answer it with your heart. Be authentic and 100% you. Okay,
Okay.
you
Yes.
ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this one. What's your go-to drink, as far as your favorite beverage? What's your favorite beverage?
I like kombucha.
Kombucha.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. I want to set a poll out there and ask, you know, who else is on that journey. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is your favorite meal
Uh-huh.
to cook or even consume? Like, what's your go-to? Like, the
Uh-huh.
thing that brings you the most joy and happiness?
Uh, so I have been exploring a lot of vegan recipes these days
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I'm transitioning into vegan. So uh, I started making these what is laddus? Laddus are those balls. It's sweet, so I make dry fruit laddu. So it's super
Mm.
healthy, very nice, amazing dessert.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. Is
Yeah.
this something that you sell, or like you
Oh
just
no.
for yourself?
Just for myself. So before
Okay.
the workout, I have it so that I get all the energy. It's just like dry fruits and all seed mix.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
need
So it's
to try
all,
it one day. Yeah.
yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, maybe share some next time. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Um, I like cold, you know, I have a sweet tooth. That's my
Uh-huh.
one weakness.
Right.
I'll have If I see a bag of dark chocolate, I'll
Yeah.
probably eat the whole bag in one sitting. I try not to. My wife will go like this to my hand, so it's like, So
Yeah,
um, so yeah, I'm curious. I want to try that.
definitely.
Okay, another one for you. So that was two questions, right? Okay, I
Yes.
have three more for you.
Uh-huh.
Um, who is your real life superhero?
My dad.
Your dad. Okay, awesome. What is it
Actually,
about your
my
dad?
parents, they, I mean, uh, I think for every girl, their dad is their superhero. That is what I feel. I mean, they teach me everything. Whatever I'm today, it's because of them, I feel. The values, the morals, everything they've taught me. And it, it's the reason, I am what I am today is because of them. So they're my
Oh,
superheroes.
that is beautiful. So your parents, both of them. Okay.
Yeah,
So
they
you
were
gotta.
there at one of the DEKA events cheering for me. I don't know if you remember. They
I
were
met them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember you introduced me to them. Yeah. What are their names, by the way? Can you share that with us?
yeah. My dad is Ashwathappa. Mom is Banumati. Yeah,
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I hope they come back again because
yeah,
I'd love for them to see you tackle a Spartan race,
yeah,
because that's going to be a different experience. It's not inside the gym setting. We're going to be
yeah,
outside and they're going to see you like
yeah.
going up these mountains and yeah, climbing these obstacles and conquering them. So I'm excited for them to see that.
Yeah, after the event, they were so proud of me. I think it was the first time they said they're proud of me. I was
Oh,
like, oh,
wow.
okay.
You probably were jumping for joy. I wish I
Yeah.
saw that moment. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. It's a great feeling when you have that, you make your parents proud and they see the amount of work that you put in for yourself and you
Yeah,
also, come out of something like a DECA
yeah.
event, right? With look at this medal, right? So and look at how much I'm sweating. So um so if you so that's question three, right? So question four related to superheroes.
Okay.
Not many people have superheroes, right? And so if I'm sure you've heard of Wonder Woman or Superman, right? So if you were to look at all the superheroes that are out there, you may have heard of, which one of them do you identify with the most, or do you like see yourself as a being or pursuing, right?
I mean, to be honest, I've not really been into watching superhero movies or following any of them. Uh, I personally, whatever I see, I take the good in it and try to be a better version of myself. I don't think I can relate to any of the superheroes, or yeah, I
Okay,
always
I
just
love that.
try to get best of everyone.
Oh, I love that. That's even more powerful.
Currently, yeah, you have been my mentor, so I look up to you, and yeah,
Wow, thank you for I appreciate that. That was actually my next question right there. Who is your mentor? And wow, thank you, Megha. I'm
yeah,
honored. Yeah, I try my best to be continuously always be the best version of me for you guys, and it's a constant process. You're on your journey with fitness and health and wellness, and I'm on that same journey in a different, way as a coach, as a trainer to help you and all the other, members and teammates that
right,
I'm coaching, as
yeah.
well as my fellow DECA coaches that are on my team. So yeah, it's I'm honored. Thank
You're,
you for
you're
for
motivating
sharing that.
me every day. Like every day I come to the gym, you're very motivating, and things you say, it's very inspirational. And I listen to your podcast. I can relate to the story, especially even you come from the engineering background and you transitioned into this. So I can relate a lot to your story. So yeah, you're my
Wow.
mentor.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's interesting. A lot of people ask me like, why did you leave engineering? Like that's a solid career and you can
Mhm.
build a life out of that. And for me, it was I didn't feel like it was my calling. It was my true calling, 100, purpose.
Yeah.
And I found that through I've always been in service. Like I've always been in service of others, and
Mm-hmm.
I put two and two together. I love fitness, I love movement, and I love to serve, serve others. And it's beautiful. It just kind of came together. So thank you for being part of that journey,
Thank
and
you.
for being on the podcast today. Megha, do you want to share anything else with the audience?
Uh, yeah, I just want to end by saying, like fitness just brings me a lot of joy and peace, and it's basically a therapy for my stress and anxiety. So I will continue doing this, no matter how low or how bad I'm feeling. This puts me in a better mood, and I've become a more confident person. If you had asked me a year back to do this podcast, probably I would have been like, oh no, I don't want to talk to anyone. Now I try to, I don't try to hide things. I speak out what I feel. I mean, it's kind of healing. It's a very good journey for me. So I
Mhm.
found my passion and I'm very happy about it. And yeah, thanks, coach, for being a part of it.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Megha. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Um, So to the audience, this is Megha. Thank you for joining us, Megha, for sharing your story, for again being an inspiration to those that are going to be listening and hopefully resonating with your story, parts of your story, whatever part of that that you shared, because it's very powerful. And the fact that you just said a year ago you would not have said yes to this, and that's a testament to your journey, and that you found your confidence, and that you're not afraid, and you're not going to hold back, and continue to become the better version of you. So all right, guys, um this is Coach Joe Bala here signing out. We're going to say have Megha say bye one more time, and then we'll talk to you next time on the next
Sure.
episode.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening to me. Yeah.
All right, signing out. Okay, I will stop that, and